Hello, and I welcome viewers from Afghanistan, the United States, and around the world. This is Afghanistan Now. I'm Jack Pagano. I'm a strategic communications government contractor and retired Army Lieutenant Colonel. I've been in Afghanistan for many years and also worked in Iraq during the surge. I've been in the fight. I know the people, leadership, and what is needed for success. I lived in villages, cities, and on bases. Up next, an interview with Yusef Mansour, an Afghan entrepreneur who is now in the United States. I met Yusef on the streets of Kabul 6 years ago when his company, MIDS, was delivering fuel to Army outposts throughout the region. He'll tell us what is needed now. But first, here's the latest from Afghanistan. Meetings continue with the Taliban in Doha, Qatar, and now Pakistan. The Afghan government is trying to come up with a peace plan with the Taliban that will get the country moving in the right direction. We're back with our guest, Afghan entrepreneur Yusef Mansour.
به دنیا رستوران خوش آمدید. با غذاهای متنوع، آشپزان مجرب و فضای گرم در خدمت شما می باشیم. از غذاهای لذیذ ما 7 روز هفته برای صرف غذای چاشت و شام لذت ببرید. دنیا رستوران با مدیریت هاشم عباسی در قلب الکساندریا ویرجینیا آماده پذیرایی از شماست. کیترینگ برای محافل خوشی شما در ویرجینیا، واشنگتن دی سی و مریلند با بیمه بیش از $1 میلیون نیز پذیرفته می شود. شماره تماس 703 212 85 11. برای معلومات بیشتر با وبسایت dunyabanquet.com مراجعه نمایید. دنیا رستوران، مهماندار همیشگی شما.
Welcome back to Afghanistan Now. I'm honored to have Yusef Mansour, an Afghan entrepreneur. I met Yusef in Afghanistan many years ago on the streets of Kabul. We became friends and have kept in touch ever since. Now in the USA, Yusef is forging ahead with business here and overseas in Afghanistan. Welcome, Yusef.
Thank you very much, Jack.
So tell me, what is your company MIDS is doing here in the United States and Afghanistan?
Okay, first of all, thank you very much, and thank you for Kabul TV US, and also I'd like to say salam to all the audience and viewers of Kabul TV here in the US and Afghanistan and all over the world. So basically I started MIDS back in 2008 in Kabul, Afghanistan, and we have been doing government contracting for the last 7-8 years. And so I came to United States in 2013, and so I started my operation here, registered the company, and so we are entering into the U.S. market, trying to get government contracting, as well as I'm importing, Afghan products into the U.S.
Now, Yusef, when I met him, was trucking fuel. His company would truck fuel to the outposts for the coalition forces. Now, you're not doing that here, so tell me what you're doing in the United States.
Okay, here we are mostly working on IT, e-commerce, and import and export.
So, for instance, like what would you import from Afghanistan here that people in the United States and Afghans who are living here in the United States, what would they want?
Okay, Afghans, Afghanistan, is, rich in terms of minerals, precious stone, dry fruits, handicrafts and all that. So we are trying to promote the Afghan products and bring it into the U.S. Yeah.
And what are some of the logistic problems? What are some of the good things and some of the bad things that are happening? Because you want to tell our audience, if you're an Afghan entrepreneur, how you could get involved in sending your stuff here to the United States.
Well, first of all, there's, the quality of the products has to be top quality. That's one of the major challenges that me and also other importers and business people have. So what I would advise is, that we should not compromise on quality. It has to be the best quality. And then we have to get familiar with the rules and regulations of import and export, both in Afghanistan and also here.
And
Right.
the rules,
Yeah.
the rules are much different.
Yeah.
How are you overcoming the American rules compared to the Wild West of Afghanistan?
Well, the good things about the U.S. law is that, it's very accessible, it's detailed, we have to read it, we have to understand, and we have to follow it, So
So for
step
you,
by step.
making the change, to come to the United States, I mean, you didn't know anybody, you just said, hey, I want to come to the United States, and here you are.
Yes. I mean, I knew you, I knew a few other friends, and that's good, I mean, it's going well.
I can remember the days where I would see Youssef in Afghanistan walking the streets near the Government Media and Information Center, and here comes Youssef. So I always thought, wow, that guy's a real make it happen kind of guy. So how are you trying to make it happen here? I know it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. The market is competitive, and, I'm still learning the market and, what's needed, how to do it and all that. But I have a big plan, I have a big vision, and, I hope that I'll be able to succeed.
Well, we'll hear about Youssef's plan and his big vision in our next segment.
به دنیا رستوران خوش آمدید. با غذاهای متنوع، آشپزان مجرب و فضای گرم در خدمت شما می باشیم. از غذاهای لذیذ ما 7 روز هفته برای صرف غذای چاشت و شام لذت ببرید. دنیا رستوران با مدیریت هاشم عباسی در قلب الکساندریا ویرجینیا آماده پذیرایی از شماست. کیترینگ برای محافل خوشی شما در ویرجینیا، واشنگتن دی سی و مریلند با بیمه بیش از $1 میلیون نیز پذیرفته می شود. شماره تماس 703 212 85 11. برای معلومات بیشتر با وبسایت dunyabanquet.com مراجعه نمایید. دنیا رستوران مهماندار همیشگی شما.
Welcome back to Afghanistan Now. Before we continue our conversation with Youssef Mansour, here's some facts to think about. In 15 years, the United States spent $800 billion in Afghanistan, almost $1 trillion. Can you believe it? 2,300 lives, American patriots paid the ultimate sacrifice. 1/10 of the country is in Taliban control, with 25% of the country in the Taliban fight. That's 35% of the country, and nearly 40% of the country lives on less than $1.35 a day. Everyone agrees something must be done. I'm back now with Youssef. So Youssef, looking back, what can we do to help Afghans, especially the ones that are living on $1.35 a day?
Well, yeah, as you mentioned, for the last 15 years, the war has been going on. And I think this Afghanistan is in a very, very sensitive, stage at this moment. And I think, I believe that the U.S. has to still continue supporting the Afghan government, and especially, should help the Afghan economy by promoting businesses and, trying to,
But the point is, we sent all this money, and then we thought this money would help, and a lot of money went missing, $6 billion missing. What do you tell us? That we just keep sending the money?
Well, I think the focus now has to be how to improve the economy of Afghanistan. And that's not only that we are expecting from the U.S., but, it's our responsibility as Afghans, and also, as business community, as well as the, the Afghan government has to facilitate, the environment for business to grow in Afghanistan, because that's what is needed for Afghanistan, still the war is going on, there is insecurity, but, we have to continue, we have to, one of the major things, is that we have to get rid of poverty, because poverty is the root of all these conflicts,
So his company has a small staff back in Afghanistan. very few projects. I mean, what's the solution?
Well, yeah, we used to do a lot of government contracting, but now, you know, we are focusing on telecom business, on IT and commercial business, import, export, you know.
And he has one business, it's called Natina.
Well, yeah, we have a mobile payment, mobile payment system where we've done it through an Indian company in partnership with the Indian company, and so our plan is to facilitate mobile payment through through phone.
And are the Afghans are they coming to like it? Do they like doing that?
Yeah, currently we are using that to transfer mobile top-up and credit from one phone to another phone, but our future plan is to expand that into full-fledged mobile money, and that will facilitate all the transactions, you know.
Because in the United States, most people have plans. They have AT&T or Verizon or Sprint, and you pay a plan every month, and then there's your plan. In Afghanistan, it's very different. It's all about a cell phone, and you buy a card on the street. I bought many cards with units, so you pay $20 for 2,000 units, and then when the units are done, you go back out to the street and buy more units. So tell me how that works with your plan.
Yeah, the platform that we have Android, mobile application, as well as iOS. You know, it works on iPhone as well. So, and we have the online platform, so they can transfer, mobile credit from one phone to another phone anytime, 24 hours. You know. Yeah.
So that's better. So, so do you ever see the plan ever going to like the way we do it here, where you have a phone and you buy a plan, or is it just always going to be you go on the street and you buy a card that has units? Do you think that's just the way they like it?
Yeah, but in our platform they can also do it online. They can buy it online from our platform, as well as they can get through the agents, through mobile. Yeah.
Great. We'll talk more with Youssef later in the show. You're watching Afghanistan Now.
به دنیا رستوران خوش آمدید. با غذاهای متنوع، آشپزان مجرب و فضای گرم در خدمت شما می باشیم. از غذاهای لذیذ ما 7 روز هفته برای صرف غذای چاشت و شام لذت ببرید. دنیا رستوران با مدیریت هاشم عباسی در قلب الکساندریا ویرجینیا آماده پذیرایی از شماست. کیترینگ برای محافل خوشی شما در ویرجینیا، واشنگتن دی سی و مریلند با بیمه بیش از $1 میلیون نیز پذیرفته می شود. شماره تماس 703 212 85 11. برای معلومات بیشتر با وبسایت dunyabanquet.com مراجعه نمایید. دنیا رستوران، مهماندار همیشگی شما.
Welcome back to Afghanistan Now. This segment is Around the Horn. We'll bring you information from DC and Afghanistan that you, the viewer, can use. We're all about providing that crucial nugget of information that will provide a better understanding to the many challenges in Afghanistan and for Afghans who are living here in the United States and from around the world. A dynamic exhibit is ready for viewing at the Smithsonian Institute. It's The Art of the Quran, Treasures from the Museum of Turkish and Islamic Arts, a first major show in the United States featuring more than 60 of the most important Quran manuscripts ever produced. Manuscripts from Turkey, Iran, and Afghanistan. The Art of the Quran showcases a rich history. It's 1,000 years of manuscripts. Certainly an era we must never forget. We're back with more from Youssef Mansour after the break.
به دنیا رستوران خوش آمدید. با غذاهای متنوع، آشپزان مجرب و فضای گرم در خدمت شما می باشیم. از غذاهای لذیذ ما 7 روز هفته برای صرف غذای چاشت و شام لذت ببرید. دنیا رستوران با مدیریت هاشم عباسی در قلب الکساندریا ویرجینیا آماده پذیرایی از شماست. کیترینگ برای محافل خوشی شما در ویرجینیا، واشنگتن دی سی و مریلند با بیمه بیش از $1 میلیون نیز پذیرفته می شود. شماره تماس 703 212 85 11. برای معلومات بیشتر با وبسایت dunyabanquet.com مراجعه نمایید. دنیا رستوران مهماندار همیشگی شما.
Welcome back to Afghanistan Now. We continue our discussion with Yousef Mansour, an Afghan entrepreneur here in the United States. Yousef is gaining valuable business experience here so that in the future he can bring back his success to Afghanistan. He knows the future of Afghanistan rests with the youth and, of course, social media. So, Yousef, what about the youth? You have a lot of young entrepreneur types working in MIDS in Afghanistan. Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, our company is, representing the young generation. We're interested into, bringing new technology in Afghanistan and trying to promote the Afghan products, and making something big, and I'm also helping them from here to introduce them the new technology, transfer the knowledge, and how we can, do business in Afghanistan to the standard of international, standards.
The standards, you think everyone's learning that there are different standards?
Yes, but we are learning. It's a long process, but yeah.
So tell me about your big plan. You have these big plans. I see him from time to time in the United States, and he's always saying, Jack, I got this big plan. I got this big plan. So what's this big plan?
The big plan is that, me as an Afghan, I've been in Afghanistan for many years. I was born there. And so I see a lot of difficulties, I see people, living in bad situations. So I have a pain in my heart, that I have to do something, for Afghanistan. And what I want to do is I want to do that through business, I want to, do as much as I can for the Afghan economy, to support and do my own part. And so since I'm here, and United States, there's a lot of facilities, there's a lot of new technology, there's a lot of, new things that we can bring in Afghanistan. And there are good things in Afghanistan that we can import to United States and sell it here and support the Afghan economy. So that's my big.
And one thing Yousef didn't tell you about, he also has a clinic. And I visited the clinic on the streets of Afghanistan. It's a wonderful place trying to help the indigent and trying to help people who don't have any insurance. Tell me more about the clinic that you have and some of the ideas that you have for the future.
Basically I set up when I was coming here, so I set up the clinic, the primary care clinic, and we have a few doctors over there, and so we're providing the medical service. But the basic intention of the clinic was that I wanted the clinic to be connected to India and possibly to the US, doctors, so they can provide consultation, to the Afghan patients.
It's a challenge.
It is a challenge because the internet speed is not very good in Afghanistan, and that's one of our major challenges. And I hope that we'll be able to overcome that challenge soon.
We have one more segment with Yousef. You're watching Afghanistan Now.
به دنیا رستوران خوش آمدید. با غذاهای متنوع، آشپزان مجرب و فضای گرم در خدمت شما می باشیم. از غذاهای لذیذ ما 7 روز هفته برای صرف غذای چاشت و شام لذت ببرید. دنیا رستوران با مدیریت هاشم عباسی در قلب الکساندریا ویرجینیا آماده پذیرایی از شماست. کیترینگ برای محافل خوشی شما در ویرجینیا، واشنگتن دی سی و مریلند با بیمه بیش از $1 میلیون نیز پذیرفته می شود. شماره تماس 703 212 85 11. برای معلومات بیشتر با وبسایت dunyabanquet.com مراجعه نمایید. دنیا رستوران، مهماندار همیشگی شما.
Welcome back to Afghanistan Now. In this segment, Then and Now, we'll focus on what has happened years ago and what is happening now. I would like to showcase a video that was used just a few years ago. I produced a series of videos that help curb the insider threat in Afghanistan. As you know, insider threats, Afghan army and police shooting and killing U.S. and coalition forces, undermine peace and future security of Afghanistan. Take a look.
Insider Threat Prevention Principles. The insider threat is an attack on the ISAF strategic center of gravity and requires a sophisticated and holistic approach to reduce the incidence and mitigate the effects of this insurgent tactic. 5 Insider Threat Prevention Principles. Number 1. Insider threat disrupts the coalition ANZEF bond. Understand and prepare for it. Number 2. Patience, listening, and respect. Number 3. Reliability and professionalism. Number 4. Communication. Number 5. Partnership. Insider threat disrupts the bond between ISAF and the ANZEF. Understand it and prepare for it. The way to achieve mission success is a combination of basic cultural awareness and tactical professionalism. Understanding the Afghan culture is necessary for countering the insider threat.
We did have a lot of training up before the deployment on cultural awareness, so nothing's really surprised me. It's just remembering to do the things that you're supposed to do.
Adam's training consisted of staying alert and being poised for any situation. His unit in Afghanistan stayed vigilant using the guardian angel concept. Units must master the employment of guardian angels and develop a force protection plan.
My guards are those Marines in full gear who are visible for all to see, and then I have my guardian angels who is that Marine who's kind of sitting to the side. He's visible but not very noticeable, but his eyes are on us. His eyes are on everything around us.
There is a significant threat out there.
Key ingredients to prevent insider threats. Basic cultural awareness. Prepare. Anticipate. De-escalate. Deter. Prevent. Mitigate. You must master these tactics, techniques, and procedures. This will prepare you and your unit for countering the insider threat situation. The objective is to create a cohesive partnership committed to the success of our mission.
Everything out here is intensely personal. They need to learn the cultural norms, but they need to be aware that they're going to have to change those norms and adapt them to the characters that they work with.
Thanks, you look sharp today.
U.S. Marine Major Ray Torres is the commander of a police advisor team in Helmand Province.
Let's go over here.
U.S. Army Captain Adam Dortona is the commander of a security force assistance team, SFAT unit, in the East. Two aggressive and dynamic commanders who understand the importance of patience, listening, and respect. Two ISAF units in two completely different areas of Afghanistan. Two units that are succeeding in preventing insider threats. 2 units that are thrusting Afghans into the lead.
If you build a relationship with one of these policemen, with one of the ANA, they know if you're sincere or not. It's mourning when they mourn, it's caring when things go wrong for them.
We've taken 12 individuals, 12 select guys from our organization, guys that are suited for this mission, and we're here in Nangarhar helping out an ANA Kandak to achieve independence here in the near future.
Key ingredients to prevent insider threats: common courtesy, kindness, understanding, empathy. It's all about building relationships. During an evening meal in Musakala, the Afghans invited ISAF. The traditional meal builds bonds of friendship. It's these types of relationships that create a sturdy foundation that will last a lifetime.
I want them to know as many as my Marines by name, by face, by relationship if possible. As we walk through everywhere we go, I make it a point to say hello, to shake everyone's hands, to be respectful, whether I know them or not.
The Afghans understand the wind must be at their backs. They appreciate the training and mentoring. A communication union of patience, listening, and respect.
Patience is number one. I think the next big thing is just professionalism. You know, you have to look like the consummate professional, because not only is that going to help you maintain discipline throughout the entire deployment and fight complacency, it's also going to show the ANA what right looks like, so they want to look like you and they want to act like you.
Good.
The 2 units are succeeding. They have given the Afghans the tools. The Afghanistan National Security Force, ANSAF, say they are proud to fight for their country.
Very good. I will never forget the experiences I've had here in Afghanistan on this deployment. This is my 2nd deployment to Afghanistan, but I will never forget the things that me and you have done together here.
Good.
You're very close. You are very close to me too.
The video educates and showcases why the United States and coalition forces must understand Afghanistan. It also shows how Afghans must also understand U.S. and coalition forces. Before we go, we have one last word with Youssef. So Youssef, tell me about what needs to be done and can it be done?
Nothing is impossible, Jack. You know, everything is possible. So what we have to be is we have to be committed. You know, we as Afghan, you know, people, you know, we have to be committed to support our country in this sensitive, you know.
But patience, I know patience, but patience is running out. Most of the Afghans want something now. It's been years, they don't see much, there's fatigue, they want action.
Well, yes. I mean, we want the U.S. government to continue supporting the Afghan government and the Afghan people as they have done it, you know, before, and I appreciate, you know, that on behalf of the Afghan people. But, you know, as we know, the Afghan economy, Afghanistan has been in war for 30 years, you know, everything has been destroyed, and we are still in the phase of rebuilding Afghanistan, and we have to continue that.
So what would you say to an Afghan watching this? Is there hope? Is there a future?
Well, yes, I'm personally hopeful. You know, I mean, there is always challenges. Every country has challenges. You know, it's not that only it's Afghanistan, but of course, you know, in Afghanistan, there's a lot of challenges. So, and we as Afghans, we have to take the lead, and we want the U.S. government to support us in this process.
And one more question before we go, and this one's a real zinger for him. Who would be better as President of the United States, Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump?
Well, I think, you know, both of them have their own, you know, advantages and disadvantages, you know. And I know Donald Trump is trying to help, you know, more focus inside the U.S. and that's fine too, you know. And but in the meantime, you know, I don't want to give any comment because I'm just here, you know. I'm not the, you know, U.S. citizen, so I cannot comment. You know?
I try to get that
Yeah.
one. Whatever happens, we will have either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump as the president. And I know Youssef and the rest of the Afghan community here and overseas wants the United States to still be engaged, involved, where the training and mentoring continues. Because we've been there, and good training and good mentoring only means one thing: success. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree. Yep.
Well, thank you, Youssef.
Thank you very much.
That's the show. Welcome, and we appreciate watching Afghanistan Now. This is Jack Pagano. Have a great day.